need to see if I can move this up a minute. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Hi, I'm StellaRoseAllDay. Welcome to my channel. If you want to chat, it's members only mode in the chat. So, I just scheduled another surgery. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I scheduled another surgery, so I'm going to be going in for surgery again. And so this is going to be a very long live, so you'll have to be in it to win it, or you can always come back and watch it later. Okay. So I'm going to go along with this theme right here, the Christmas in July. Tomorrow's the 19th. And so Christmas Eve is when the elves load up Santa's sleigh and start delivering gifts tonight at midnight. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put together the final wall, the final FBI board tonight. And so like this morning when I was coming back from the groomers, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to finish Aaron's story for everybody tonight because I have to prepare for my next surgery. And I'm like, I'll go to the Dollar Tree and I'll get like all the supplies and everything. And then, because I'm like, okay, I finished Aaron's story and not the book, but we can finish it tonight here. We'll just do this live tonight. And I think that like, you'll be happy with the way that this goes. Okay. And so I go to the Dollar Tree because I'm like, I have to get like paper, and I already had the markers, So I'm like, screw the index cards. We just need to tie it all together, And so I'm like, well, this will be a fun project for me to do with the fans while I'm on live. Let me just make sure my volume is up here. Yeah, okay. And I see this book. Didn't see that coming. And I'm like, that is so perfect for Aaron Carter because, like, literally, like, that whole, like, they just never seen it coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that we've been doing, they literally did not see that coming. Okay, so Christmas in July edition, Aaron Carter. What I'm going to be doing is working on his final FBI board. So if you want to keep me company, but I'm going to do it while I'm on live with you. And this is just what we're going to be doing. So everybody can be on the same page finally. I don't know how long this live is going to be, but it's probably going to be pretty long. So get something to drink if you need to, because we're gonna be here for a little while. Yeah, we're gonna be hanging out doing Aaron Carter stuff. Because I'm not going to be ignored, and you can't rely on the federal agents to do everything. They may not know everything or can't put it all together. So we're going to put it all together right now. Okay. Hopefully you can see. I'll read off what I have so far. So right at the top here, we have Disney, which is the big umbrella. California, Disneyland, Hollywood, Los Angeles. Over here, we have Disney Magic. Their magic is to cover things up. Florida, Tampa, Miami-Dade, Disney World, Epcot, and then all the theme parks that go under there. So we have to start at the very beginning of Aaron Carter. Goes back to Motown because of Jimmy Carter, former President Jimmy Carter, that has ties to the government, who was the governor of Georgia, who introduced the film production into Georgia, Sony Film Production. We have the other singers that died in the bathroom: Jim Morrison, Bobby Christina, Lenny Bruce, Aaron Carter, Whitney Houston. The other singers that died, Prince and Aaliyah, under suspicious circumstances. And we have Britney Spears over here with the MLK Ultra. MLK Ultra is, well, you can look it up, but with MLK Ultra, you also get Anna Nicole. Wendy Williams. I mean, there's more, but we're just doing this for Aaron. So we're just gonna hit the big ones. Okay. So we got Bob Carter was married to Pamela Freeman Wolf and had Ginger Carter, who died at 51 in 2023. Marries Jane, who has Nick, BJ, Leslie, Aaron, and Angel, and they're twins. And then Bob gets married to a third person, Ginger Elrod Carter, who was previously married to Christopher Dobson, who has Taylor Dobson, then Bob and Ginger have Caden, and I've seen his name spelled 2 different ways. Born in 2005. Okay. Now, Bob Carter from Jamestown, New York, and Jane, they do he owned a bar. Bob owned a bar because he got kicked out of the Navy, remember? And then with Jane, they do the nursing home. Enter Mildred. Now, Mildred, wait, let me turn this radio off over here. So in the nursing home, we have Mildred, who was the hospice person that Aaron said allegedly that Nick raped. So now we have hold on. Like I said, this is going to be a minute. So if you want to go get a snack, okay. I'm like, I didn't want to do red string. I think that's been done before. So I'm like, no, let's do the neon string. So SA will be for sexual assault. How's everybody's day today, huh? How is everybody? Is everybody doing good? Okay. Okay, so the way that Aaron tells the story is that Nick Carter sexually assaults Mildred and also Leslie, the sister, and Aaron. Let's put the sexual assaults over here. All of these Aaron knows about or was a victim of. Right? Can you see all that? Yeah, I think you can see it. Okay, now, what we learned from the Fallen Idols documentary is that at some point, Nick leaves to go stay at the uncle's house. Right? That's Jane's bro. Could it have something to do with what's going on over here? I mean, we never really get an explanation. All we know is that at some point after this, he gets into the Backstreet Boys. I mean, I know that like he was singing in the backyard near a tree stump and had like a bunch of failed first attempts, but anyway, he gets in with the Backstreet Boys, which is Lou Pearlman. Who then takes on Aaron too. Now, with Aaron, Lou Pearlman allegedly is the they do the sexual assault with him over here too. Okay. With Lou Pearlman. Aaron and Lou Pearlman split up and Aaron goes solo. And then, but with Nick Carter in the Backstreet Boys and with Aaron, we have Lori Knight. Okay? So even though Nick's in the Backstreet Boys, Lori Knight's his manager. To this day, this is still active. Okay, to this day. She's still Aaron's manager and Nick's manager. Okay? And Lori Knight is tied with Sony all the way up here. Now with Sony, you also get Jeffrey. Now with this guy, you're going to get Big Umbrella, but this guy, he's going to make it rain. He's The little raindrops. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Allegedly, with Jeffrey here, we get the money under the table, the finances. Okay, now back over to Lori Knight. Okay, so we got Project NightLight, which is the murder for hire plot. Oh, also, this is a conspiracy theory, and conspiracy theories would need to be proven. Okay, so this is everybody's innocent until proven guilty, and this is what could have happened. Okay, like I said, we're gonna be here a minute. Okay, let's go back to the sexual assault. I thought I had a better color for the girls. Oh yeah, here. Now, Aaron claimed that Lori Knight molested him when he was 11 years old. So we'll do 11 years old. On the set of the Jay Leno show. And Aaron fired her or spoke up for the first time about being sexually assaulted. Jay Leno show. Now, at this point, so Aaron made $200 million, but out of the $200 million that Aaron made, I've only been able to track down 30 million of it. So there's still 170 million. Whether he got paid the money or not, he earned it. Whether he got paid or not, we don't know. We just know that there's no accounting for it. Okay. Okay, now the girls, the women. Okay, so we got Nick Carter, and wait. Before we get to the women, let's go to Nick Carter, 1997. We have Marissa Zadinsky, Big Juicy. That's like her Las Vegas name. Wife swap. Arrested with the FBI. I think this was 2002. And now she's Molly Golightly. 1997, with the National Enquirer, the 15-year-old Anna AJ McLean and this is an alleged sexual assault with allegedly Nick and Anna and Marissa and Anna. Then AJ McLean, which in the article, it says that the Backstreet Boy detail had seen it. Saw this girl right here, Anna, allegedly. Okay, now we have the girls, the women. Let's do the women. You have Nick Carter, Melissa Schumann, and I gotta make sure I spell her name right. There's just so many people that are in this that it's like, Melissa. Got it. So we got Melissa Schumann. Who's in the dream. Hold on. She's in the dream. Well, here, we'll just do it like this. She's in the group Dream, which is P. Diddy. Which is P. Diddy. Now you have Melissa Schumann, Ashley Rep, and Shay Ruth. And with Shay Ruth, you also get disability, so I'm just going to put SDI. She's also autistic. Because Melissa Schumann brings in P. Diddy. Now remember when Melissa Schumann tries to talk about how she went to see if she could report the sexual assault, she was told that nobody would believe her. Don't even try it. It's going to be a waste of time. But then they circle back to Nick Carter, and they're like, oh, this girl, she's going to report Nick Carter for sexual assault. So why don't we just do our trap like we always do? And we'll just tell it, like, we'll put them together. She could record a song with him. She could do a video. And then later on, if she ever tries to come back, we could say, but look, she recorded a song with them. She recorded a video with them because they were covering their butts. Now, what I was told was that there were other women that were paid $25,000 non-disclosure and had to sign a non-disclosure agreement when they complained about getting sexually assaulted from Nick Carter. So I think that list was 8 women. But you're not going to hear from them because they did a non-disclosure. They took a buyout, $25,000. Now with Shay Ruth, you also get the Backstreet Boys because it was at their concert. So you got to rope the security detail back in. Okay. Now, as far as their concerts and their meet and greets, remember with when I interviewed Katie from Dobbs Ferry, New York, which we call her Kangaroo. So here we got the BSB meet and greets. And we have the Kangaroo, who showed us the signed bra from Kevin Richardson and Nick Carter. And what she said is that he had enough time to grab my tit. That's a sexual assault. Another sexual assault. Here. But that's three out of the 5 Backstreet Boys. Oh, also, so I was listening to a different iHeart radio station today, and a commercial for Downy came on, and it wasn't the Backstreet Boys anymore. Hashtag winning. Okay. Let's go here. Back to Nick Carter. Now. Okay, now we're back to Nick Carter. Okay, now. Aaron you can say things like Aaron Carter was sold into slavery, child sex trafficking. So let's do Aaron over here. He starts working at the age of 6 years old. Okay? This is child human trafficking. Six years old. When Aaron is at 11, he fires Lori Knight as his manager, and his career dips down. But then, when he is 15 years old, so now we got Aaron Carter at 15 years old, 15-year-old Aaron, you get Michael Jackson. And Aaron said that Michael Jackson was inappropriate one time. With Michael Jackson and Aaron, you get what Aaron said, that Michael gave him wine, which was the VIP juice, and cocaine. And they also smoke weed. Now, allegedly, after that one night, what shows up next is the hush money. Which is the glove and the jacket. And probably the reason why Aaron always did this. Because that's what hush money is. Now, with Michael Jackson, you have Sony ATV. Don't forget you got Hulu, which is Kardashian. Ugh. I hope you can see that. What I wrote up here is, so Disney's the big umbrella. So all the companies that are owned by Disney is, or have, okay, so like Attn owns a portion of Disney. Comcast owns a portion of Disney. Disney owns CNN, ESPN, Fox News, iHeartRadio, TMZ, ABC News, Sony ATV, and Hulu. With Sony ATV, you have the Beatles. Catalog that Michael Jackson owns. Now, if the Backstreet Boys are the biggest selling boy band of all time, that means they're worth more than the Beatles catalog. Or they were, I don't know about anymore. Now, I don't want any excuses about how nobody understands how this all goes together or how this all fits. So I'm going to do it one more time. I'm not going to do this again. This is going to be the last FBI board for Aaron Carter. But it'll be fun because we're doing it together. Right? Okay. Now, Michael Jackson owns 50%, 50-50 with Sony. Even after Michael Jackson's estate, Catherine Jackson, sells his portion of Sony, he still owns this part right here. So he's still in business with them. Now, Michael Jackson, now get ready because this is going to go a million different ways. You got to keep up. With Michael Jackson, you get the Neverland Ranch. And then you get like Wade Robinson. Actually, I should write down their names correctly. Hold on. Wade Robinson. Hold on. Wade Robson. there's going to be a new trial that's going to be held also with this. So Wade Robson, there's another gentleman too. So if he abuses Erin, allegedly, and Erin speaks up and gets his hush money payout, then he moves on to some other boys. There we go. Now, Neverland Ranch is a bad idea because Neverland Ranch is now competing with Disney. Okay? Neverland Ranch is like a mini Disney. In Michael Jackson's backyard. Okay? So, if Walt Disney World is the most magical place on earth, and kids are going there day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, and day in and day out, and day in and day out, and they're just attracting children all day long, Michael Jackson was like, maybe he was thinking, well, I'll just do my own little mini Disney here, and I'll call it the Neverland Ranch, okay? Like, never mind that anything ever happened there. And that was competing with Disney if we're talking about the child trafficking. Child sex trafficking. Sexual assault here. Sexual assault here. I know there's others, but we're just going to stick with this because of Erin, okay? Okay, hold on now. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, let's go to TMZ. TMZ is Harvey. Harvey Levin. I don't like the way that looks. Hold on. LGBTQ. LGBTQ is also Lori Knight. LGBTQ is also BSB gang stalkers. Lance Bass. Everything's in sync. Justin Timberlake. Okay, well, we're going to get to the gang stalkers later. Okay, we got Harvey Levin, who's an attorney in Los Angeles for 20 plus years. And he does the People's Court. And TMZ gets all of their stuff from the because you ever notice when they talk about the cases, they always say papers filed in court or whatever. So the only way that you know if papers are filed in court is from the clerk's office. So him being a lawyer for 20 plus years, plus he does People's Court, that's the clerk's office. So obviously when some celebrity files paperwork, they get the clerk's office. With the clerk, you get the judge. Because you don't talk to the judge unless you're in front of the judge. But who does talk to the judge is the clerk. Okay. So now we have, so they got the radio covered. They got the news apps covered. They got the news covered. They got the cable covered. I don't know about the phones and Alexa. That might be overreaching. So we got Aaron that's talking to the sexual assault victims because he claims he's not getting paid from Sony. I mean, it looks like Aaron never got paid the right amount from Sony because nobody can come up with another 170 million. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. We got Aaron Carter. Back to Sony. Doesn't get paid. Allegedly. But you know what I thought was interesting was that the estate can't close because they don't know how much his music is worth. Well, if he was getting paid, wouldn't they know? No money for Aaron from Sony. Now, Aaron is talking to all these victims over here. That's a big problem for Sony because if the Backstreet Boys go down, which Nick Carter being a part of a sexual assault can take a band down. So if the Backstreet Boys go down, which is the biggest selling boy band of all time, then Sony is still in business partnership with Michael Jackson. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be. Because why? Because Michael Jackson brings them down with Neverland Ranch, the mini Disney. So Project NightLight. Let's do a 5150 on Aaron. Let's do a 5150 on Aaron. Let's make everybody think that Aaron's crazy. Can I move this up a little bit? Let me see. Is that better? Maybe even closer. Let's see. How about now? Let me see if this will widen the screen. Hold on. Nope. I don't know. I'm not checking the chat, but it's members only. Okay, let's do a 5150 on Aaron, like Britney Spears, like they did to Britney Spears. See, I believe that part about Fallen Idols, where Melissa Schumann was like, oh, they want her to date Nick Carter because they wanted to keep him in the spotlight. That's why he dated Paris Hilton, Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Mickey Mouse Club. Britney Spears. Christina Aguilera. But because Britney did the 5150, it was too hard to get Aaron on a 5150. So now I said, you know what? The 5150, it's too hard to get Aaron on the 5150. I'm going to come up with another plan. What if Aaron wasn't around anymore? What if we just killed him off? It's a trap murder. Okay, let's just say we're going to do a trap murder, okay? We're going to kill Aaron Carter off because Aaron Carter is talking to the victims. It's going to cost a lot of money, okay? Remember, even though this is a big umbrella, okay, you're not going to outsmart the universe, okay? I don't care how big you are, you can still fall down that cliff. Okay, let's start with the trap murder plan, okay? First thing we got to do is we got to get the restraining order in 2019. Now, I want to say it was maybe June of 2019. There's a picture of Aaron playing with Angel's baby. But now we get into September of 2019. And the reason why they do this is because they take his guns away. And that's Lena Valentina. We have Lena Valentina. working with Angel Carter Conrad, working with Lori Knight, working with Nick Carter to take out Aaron Carter. I think I'm going to need another pin there. Okay, now we got his guns taken away. Now he has no personal self-defense. Same time frame, September 2019, okay? Same time frame. We're going to get into the cyber stalking, swatting, Ganville, Shane Coyle, thanks for hanging out with me. Now with Ganville, you get Lauren Kit Carter. Remember, Ganville and Shane both flip on Aaron at the same time and boast about money that they're making for doing that. Allegedly. Oh, that's another thing too. I remember like when Aaron first died, when I was going through the TMZ app, they talked about like with the bot farms. So with the bot farms, under swatting, I know swatting, I've seen swatting with like that AC man or whatever, but there's also another form of it where they use the bot farms. And the bot farms control the algorithm which Sony can make people who produce music can influence the algorithm to make people want to buy certain music so they can make someone's career go up or they can make someone's career go down. And that's with the bot farms and the algorithms. This got to go back to Lori Knight. Well, we'll get back to her in a minute. Okay, now, we have money that gets exchanged between Ganville and between Ganville and Lauren Kit Carter, we have money exchange. Okay. Lauren Kit Carter has the Crypto Cafe. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but there was an email address that Aaron's private investigator found coming from a coffee shop out of Hawaii. IP address out of Hawaii. Not sure if this is together, but I can tell you what else comes from all of this is we got that Zane. We have Joker on Twitter. Don Fitzgerald. Which this is all Lori Knight. Allegedly. Can you see this better now? Oh, I might have to plug this in. So we got Lori Knight here. Now, Twitter. So we have Twitter. The old Twitter, which is Jack Dorsey. Who served on the board of Disney. I don't know if I can get up there right now to do the string, but I can see if I can. Oh, I don't think so. I might have to get up on a chair. Oh, damn. Unless I could do another. I'm too short. Ugh. I'll have to move it up later. Oof. I'm not getting up on a chair right now. Jack Dorsey, who served on the board of Disney. Now with Twitter, you get... Now remember, Jack Dorsey's old business partner, Bob, was stabbed in San Francisco in 2023. Now with Twitter, you also get feel free to panic. Now I was told she's also LGBTQ, but I don't know. And this is Alex. Alex Asach or something, Esach or I don't know. Alex Entertainment, Alex whatever. She's from Minnesota. You also get Ann Newby. You get Sniper, Lawrence, the tattoo. Back to Lori Knight. These are all forms of harassment. And Newbie, it's also Las Vegas. With her, you get Lauren Kit Carter and AJ McLean. Over here, back to a newbie. With Las Vegas, you get Nick Carter and Kurt Benz. Nest Seekers. New York. Ryan Serhant. Oh, with him, you also get the escorts. Melvin. Now, Lauren Kit Carter was an escort. How's my battery doing? I might have to plug this in. With New York, you got that New York Fent. Okay. In New York, you have Sway. New York Fent. Which is Adam 22. Remember, with Adam 22, you get No Jumper and Flacco. Also goes by Ricky. Angel Holansky. Angel Holansky. Betty Williams. Don't you love how they tried to tell you that she was a homeless housekeeper? Yeah, she's Spencer's sister. She's not a homeless housekeeper. That's why they didn't, like the pictures of Spencer sitting outside with Melvin and Christy the realtor. Okay. Now, okay, hold on a minute. Now, we have the 50-50. Okay, we got the trap murder. Now we've got Ganville. Okay, so Ganville and Shea Coyle, this is 2019. And then what happens is enter Melvin. So back to Lori Knight. We're just going to make sense out of it all. Ganville says that DX sends Melvin, but Ganville also says that he's taken money from these people before. Where's Lori Knight? Oh, here's Lori Knight. Lori Knight. Over to Melvin. Melvin to Aaron. Okay. I gotta pin that. Got Melvin back to Aaron. Where is Melvin? Over here. Okay. Okay. Now we got Melvin. We have Melvin working with Taylor Helgeson. Who's also working with Aaron. Now this is Prance's parents. They had an affair. Who's also working with Lori Knight. Damn it, Lori Knight. You got your hands in every single little pot. Gotta do another pin for you. I wish these were like little pins going into a voodoo doll. And Lori Knight was like the doll. Okay, back to Lori Knight. Uh-oh, what happened? Aaron. Uh-oh, Aaron. Oh no, Aaron. Oh, Aaron. We'll just put another pin in it just to make sure that doesn't happen again. So I'm like, I'm not going to be ignored. We cannot give law enforcement any excuse. All right, back to Lori Knight. Prance in here. Prance is important because it's identity theft, child human trafficking, blind trust, possibly money laundering, but I said possibly. Let me check my battery. How's my battery? I don't know. I might have to plug this in. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick break, okay? I'll be right back. It's just going to be silent. I don't have anything. I don't have any music or anything going, so I'll be back. After these messages, I'll be right back. Just plug this. Okay, I'm just going to plug this in. I don't want to run out of battery because I'm not doing this again. Oh, no. I can't get back there. Let's see. There's a plug back there. Oh, yeah. I got it. 1 second. I can't see that. Okay, we're back in business. Whew. Whew. Okay, let's see. I got it. All right. Turn this off. Well, I finally learned not to use my phone on the live streams because they can interrupt the phone, but now I got a new way of doing it. So this is just a straight camera. I'm going to get a quick coffee. I'll be right back. Sorry. And like, I never, ever, ever buy this creamer because like trying to lose some LBSs. But I saw it yesterday and I was like, what? What is the royalty? And then it like has a pen quill on it. It's a Bridgerton edition. I'm like, I'm just going to buy it. I like it. Okay, let's see. I'm waiting. I'll grab my coffee when it's ready. Taylor Helgeson. Lake Street, Louis. Louis. Lou. Now the reason why these names are important is because when you're talking about a project NightLight up here, okay, they're going to change their names when they're talking over phones. That's why they would call it Project NightLight. They're not going to call it Murder for Hire Aaron Carter. No, they're not going to do that because everything that Disney does is a production, okay? So this is another production. This is a Disney production, okay? So when they're talking on the phone and they're referring to this tramp murder as Project NightLight, the names of the people that are involved are going to change too, okay? You got to keep that in mind. That may be why he was going by Louis, Lou. Hi, Cupid. Why don't you show everybody your nice haircut? Show everybody how cute you look. Look how cute. Cupid. Got a little bed head? He's got a little bed head. You got a little bed head. Yeah, you got bed head? Yeah. Oh, look how sweet. Oh. Do you wanna play with us? Oh. He's so cute. Aww. Okay, let's go back here. Taylor Helgeson. We get Xanax. Prescriptions. Now he's from Minnesota. With him, you get John Mitchell, Momo. Trap murder with his girlfriend, Monique Ba. Who was Prince's realtor. Also Minnesota. Feel Free to Panic is also Minnesota. Alex Entertainment, Alex, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Cupid, I can't hold you. Do you want me to put you? Let me put you down. Because I can't hold you and do this. Do you want to sit in the carrier? If you want to sit in your stroller, you can. If you want to sit in your stroller, I'll wheel you out here. That's up to you. Do you want to do that? Honey, do you want to get in your stroller? It's up to you. No? Okay, I won't. Do you want to get in there? Okay, come on. Come on. Go ahead. Okay, I have him in the stroller. Okay. This actually shouldn't be too much longer. Okay, let's go. back to Prance, back to Taylor, down to Momo, over to Monique, up to Prince. Okay. Back to Prance, over to Taylor, back to Prance, over to Taylor. Taylor down to Momo, Momo to Monique, Monique to the artist formerly known as Prince, back to Sony. Now, Melvin comes in at 2020. Okay. Now, what happens the same time Melvin comes in 2020 is all of a sudden the sheriff's department doesn't want to help Aaron anymore. Okay. When I first started this, there was a police officer who said that he busted Aaron's door down. And when Aaron went to court and he came home, his door was open. And then when I went back and asked the officer if that was him, he deleted his tweet. But I still have the original. Now, this is where it starts getting good. Now, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department handles the Hollywood LAPD. If Michael Jackson's death was ruled a homicide, because it was costing them too much money with all of this. So that is, I think his name was Conrad Murray. Conman Murray. It's a doctor. Who put Michael Jackson to sleep with all these other celebrities that died in the bathtub or bathroom. Let's go back to the bathroom murders, deaths. Back to Sony. Back to Sony ATV. Michael Jackson. With Michael Jackson, Angel Hawansky. Angel Hawansky. Was there when they were taking all the stuff out of Aaron's house. That's why I think she was looking for the glove and the jacket from the Jackson's estate. She was there at the house, had no right to be there, but the sheriffs were standing guard. They had no right. Aaron was a single man, not married, no will. The whole house should have been locked off. Now, in 2020, this is when the police stopped helping Aaron. Because this starts. Back to Melvin. Now, there's two sides to this. When Jane said that Lori Knight was the common denominator, she wasn't wrong. She's the common denominator when it comes to Nick Carter, Sony, Aaron Carter, Project NightLight, Melanie. Now we got to start with the gang. I kind of want to do the gang in red because they're the blood gang and that's their color, right? They wear red. Okay. So we got Melvin and we got ATM Richie. Which is Jovan Williams. Which is sometimes Jovan with two N's, Williams. And then if you're looking it up in LASD inmate locator, sometimes they only put William. Blood gang. Betty Williams, his mom. Spencer Williams. Brother and sister. ATM Richie's uncle. Don't worry, we're going to get to Stephanie the locksmith as well. Okay. I'm going to sleep for 3 days. Okay. Momo, back to Taylor. Well, hold on. We'll go to Melvin, ATM Richie, his mother Betty, not a homeless housekeeper. Spencer, Aaron's asset manager. Back to Aaron. Back to Spencer. Stephanie. Is the locksmith. The keys. Spencer gets Stephanie, allegedly ex-convict. Can I move this closer? Locksmith. Back to Spencer. Back to Melanie. Melvin. Angel Hawansky visits the house that week. And she also communicates with Betty. Now, ATM Richie was supposed to be in court on November 4th. But Carlos, who's ATM Richie's bail bondsman, says that Melanie bailed ATM Richie out. Oh, he also cut off his ankle monitor. So his parole officer. That I spoke with the parole officer and did confirm that the GPS was cut off his ankle. And that was Big Tony, his girlfriend, that did that. IG. Okay. Okay. So let me see here. Back to Melvin. Over to Carlos. Parole officer. Big Tony. I don't know if ATM Richie, I think he couldn't drive because he was too drinking too much or something. Anyway, Big Tony, the girlfriend. Now she's got the getaway car, the Jeep. Oh, also ATM Richie was caught abusing her kids, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay. So now, Momo, where's my Flacco? Let's get to before that night. Let's go let's go from Melvin to Christy, the realtor. Chris, realtor. And that company is Warren Buffett. Who doesn't sell the house, who keeps Aaron stuck. Keeps Aaron trapped. Oh my God, my neck. Whew. I know, Cupid. So we got Chris the realtor. Over to Melvin. (911). She's the one that called, allegedly, she's the one that calls 911 saying that Aaron is a drug abuser or heavy drug user. 911 calls. They know where he's at because they have been Apple tags, ear tags on his car. Remember, like when he got pulled over he got pulled over and he was in the Riviera and the guy was asking him questions. Well, they knew where Aaron was because they were putting ear tags on his car so they could say, oh, I saw Aaron Carter, he's a druggie, whatever, blah, blah, driving down 123 Main Street, because they knew where he was because of the ear tags that they were putting on his car. So they could make those phone calls because they're setting him up. They're trapping him. It's trap murder. Okay? Now, she's not selling the house, keeping him in the house. They're doing the ear tags. Who's putting these ear tags on Aaron's car could be the no one. The little birdies. Next door neighbor. Who had CCTV footage, cameras. And the female said that she was in a female gang. It's not just the neighbor. Because the next door neighbor could also just tap into the Wi-Fi. And then with that access, anybody that drove by Aaron's house could also tap into the Wi-Fi because they want information off of Aaron's computers if they can get it. Okay, 911. Back to Chris the realtor. Over here to no one because the realtor works the neighborhood. Okay. She also arranged for the furniture to be taken out of the house. That he authorized Melvin hold on. Chris the realtor, no one, little birdies, Wi-Fi, next door neighbor, camera footage, female gang, neighborhood, back to Chris the realtor, over to the furniture, Ray Lugo, Angel Holansky, back to Melvin. Hold on. Angel Holansky to Betty. Angel Holansky to Betty. Hold on. Ray Lugo, the furniture. Darn it. Hold on. Chris Realtor, Ray Lugo. Back to Angel Holansky, who's Michael Jackson. Who's Sony ATV. To Lori Knight, back to Melvin. Okay. I need to put a pin in that. Back to Melvin. Now, with Melvin, check the star. ATM Richie, check the star. ATM Richie and check the star get together on live, and Melvin's there. This was in July. I think it was July. You'd have to go back and check the first book. Check the star, who's an industry plant that Aaron Carter signed with Rack House Records. Hold on. Which is Denmark, which is Pillfinger and Benjamin. Okay, now they go back to Louis Taylor Helgeson for the 30 days to get it done with Aaron Carter, which is the Airbnb. Remember, there was a break-in 3 weeks before they broke into Aaron's house. That's how they got Betty over there. Airbnb. You want to be careful with these people that are from other countries, because that could also, I'm not saying this happened, I'm just saying that these other countries have an opportunity to hide money. Possibly. Okay. But we know money came from somewhere, so wouldn't it be so convenient if Taylor was like, hey, just take my money back when you go back to Denmark? Okay. Now. Chuck the Star is supposed to fly out to meet with Aaron, for Aaron to go to Florida. Keeping Aaron home. Hold on a minute. Okay. Check the Star is supposed to fly out to meet Aaron, but says that there's a problem with the ticket from, oh God, what's her name? Oh God, what's her name? Marie Huntley. But Marie Huntley cancels the ticket because Aaron's already dead. On 11th floor. So Aaron goes to Walmart. He's home by, we don't know exactly what time he's home by, but we know that he's home no later than 11 p.m. Okay? You guys see this? Okay. Okay. Now, by the time, okay, so here's what happens, all right? Check the Star has Xena do the phones. And what I'm saying is by the time Aaron gets back from Walmart at 11 p.m. with Flacco in the driver's seat, Flacco in the passenger seat, ATM Richie comes up behind him and knocks him out. Well, hold on. It's the first shot under the arm. There's blood on Aaron's pants. After Aaron comes home from Walmart, he doesn't have control over his phone anymore. Okay? Check the Star does. And Melanie does. Allegedly. Okay. So we have ATM Richie, Check the Star, Melvin, back to Check the Star, Marie Huntley, who's connected to Nick Carter. Back to Nick Carter. Where's Lori Knight again? Lori Knight, who's got her fingers in everything. Oh no, my pin came out. Always back to Melvin. Back to Check the Star. Over to the phones. Because when he comes home from Walmart, that's the end of Aaron Carter. Okay? They don't let him have his phone, access to his phones, nothing. Xeno said that she told Check the Star how to disable Aaron's phone. Aaron. So they could play their games on Instagram. We're gonna go Instagram over here. Instagram, Facebook, the gram. Now, is Instagram really a drug trafficking social media thing? I mean, it could be. They call it the gram for something, for some reason. Oh, hold on. I got one for you. I'm so tired. I'll be so happy when I wrap this up for everybody here, and I never have to do it again. Oh my God. Oh, whew. Here it is. Now remember, they're covering all of their bases. So with Instagram and Facebook, which is Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Gail. Oprah. Oh my God. I gotta take my shoes off. Cramp. Cramp. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. I told you it was going to be long. Told you this was going to be long. I don't know how much more we have. But it gets interesting. This has to be done by tomorrow. I'll tell you why. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be done by tomorrow, but I have to get it done by tomorrow. Okay. Let's get back here. Okay. Here we go. This is their guy on Instagram and Facebook who does like their cybersecurity. That's why like my profile on Facebook is blacked out like his, because he did that. Okay. I don't care because I don't care about Facebook. Facebook. Ooh. Actually, those are there. Oh, I got my feet. Wait, I gotta check the spelling of Anne Heche's name. Hold on. Heche. He's laying. Whew. I'm gonna sleep good tonight, I'll tell you that. Okay. Where are we at? This string right here, Betty Williams, over to Ray Lugo. Hold on. Hold on. Now, wait a minute. There'll be more on that in a minute. Okay. We got to go back to check the star. Check the star. Instagram. Check the Stars an industry plant signed under Rack House Records, who also owns the Island Boys. Where Jeffrey Epstein took people. Bill Clinton Joseph Grand Mason, Philip Grand Mason are brothers. Adam 22 is his son, who has been accused of sleeping with minors. And there was a list of girls evidence tip hotline that I set up that I did send to the feds, who is a suspected pedophile. But hey, so is this guy right here. Now, Philip Graham Mason was pardoned from Bill Clinton for mail fraud 1996. Now, Joseph Grand Mason hold on. We'll put a pin right here with Big Tony because I need the string. I bought all the ribbon that they had. Will this even reach to Jimmy Carter? Joseph Grand Mason was a co-chair for Jimmy Carter. See, these are all Democrats. I think that's as far as this string's gonna go. Okay. Whew, got Democrats. Okay. We're gonna make a list of the Democrats. It's Carter, Clinton, Obama. Biden. Now, Lori Knight, back over here, has access to TMZ. They gotta sell that narrative. Connections with the clerk's office, TMZ. They also have access to the other media outlets, but hold on. TMZ, who used to be owned by Sony, is now owned by Warner Brothers. Because they sell you their side of the story. Warner Brothers. Which I think did Matthew Perry hot water, just like Aaron Carter. And what's across the street? Forest Lawn, the cemetery. Hold on a minute. But who are you going to complain to? Oh, wait. Let's go back to Ray Lugo. Who works with the medical examiner. And what do police do? Well, I don't know what some police do, but I know what some police do. I don't know what all police do, but I can tell you during a cover-up story what they do. See, he's a homicide detective, but he's going to blame everything on the medical examiner. Now, the medical examiner is going to do the death certificate. The sheriffs that were there carried out one little brown bag while Betty carried out the real evidence bag. But during a cover-up, what the LASD does, if it's a cover-up, if it's corruption, they're going to burn evidence. That's Aaron's cremation, Aaron's body cremated. Bury the files. Protect the accessories to the crime. Melvin, Betty, ATM, Spencer. And if you don't like it, it's going to go over to the cold case unit. Over here. Wait, no. Cold case unit. This part over here is gonna be the end, but we're not there yet. We gotta go back over here. Hulu is where they did The Little Prince of Pop. With Melvin, Brandon, who's the rehab guy, and Taylor. We'll wait. Oh, hold on. Now I posted, this was like back in like early 2023. I posted this thing with, I think it was Tucker Carlson about Mel Gibson doing a documentary, a couple part documentary, because they also think that Mel Gibson, where's this MLK Ultra? Mel Gibson, Jim Carrey. Confirmation. Okay. I posted this thing and it was like Tucker Carlson and Mel Gibson, and I posted it on Facebook, and Facebook tagged it as fake news, which it can't be fake news if Tucker Carlson is just covering a story about Mel Gibson doing a documentary. But the documentary was about human trafficking and sex trafficking and child sex trafficking. But Facebook and IG, they didn't like that. Okay. Back to Mark Zuckerberg. Now, if you watch... Oh, wait, hold on. One thing at a time. Bill Gates, Jeffrey Epstein, Gail. Angel Carter Conrad was on Gail's show. Why do you think Oprah lives in Hawaii? She's like, bye. Taking my money and I'm going to go live on an island. Make my boyfriend live in the doghouse. Okay. Now, if you watched... Hold on. Joseph Morris... Joseph Morris was covering the P. Diddy. If you watch Joseph Morris, he did a video about Ellen and Wayfair. We got what you need. And this is alleged. So like the name of the furniture was the name of a child. And so, like, the description would be the child. So, like, yeah, they were advertising furniture, but that was like a cover up to describe what kind of child you could have. If, if it's true that they were trafficking. So then that goes back to Ellen, back to Epstein, back to the Island Boys, which, hold on, Ellen, Island Boys, Jeffrey Epstein, Ellen, no, hold on. Ellen over to P. Diddy. Now, Aaron Carter but I'll be so mad if I run out of string. I mean, I bought all they had. Might have to go back. I don't think I have enough string. Might have to do a part 2 tomorrow. Man. But that's okay. I'll still go through it with you. Even if I don't have all the string. I'll just talk you through it. I'll keep writing. Okay, now. Aaron Carter said that they took him to Canada because the child labor laws were more lax up there. But after they killed off Aaron's career, they brought in Justin Bieber, who is from Canada. So if the industry basically abuses boys, I don't know if it's a domination thing. I don't know why they do it. I don't know why they sexually abuse the boys. That's why the sisters, like Leslie, BJ, Angel, that's why they were safe, because they wanted the boys. They didn't want the girls. So we got P. Diddy, Justin Bieber, Melissa Schumann, back to Diddy, over to Miami-Dade. Okay, I'm out of string, so I'm just going to have to talk you through the rest of it. Okay? Maybe over the weekend I can get more string and we'll go over it. Okay. Now. Okay. Woo. Got Miami-Dade. We got Miami-Dade. What do we got in Miami? We got the Joker 305. This is the Joker gang. A trap murder. Who I believe checked the star to the airport because he was there. Last time I checked, his head was above water. Miami-Dade, you have the drug cartels. Oh, with Miami-Dade, we also have we have an FBI field office. We have Homeland Security. We have the Secret Service. And Xena also dealt with the Secret Service because she went to jail. She went to prison for Sprint communications, phones, Secret Service. Joker 305, Joker gang. It's very possible they get the drugs, the Jerugs. Now, whether or not this is the New York Fent that Adam 22 was referring to, I'm not sure, but I think that the Joker gang and Check the Star took out BJ here because they were at No Jumper. That Saturday when they found BJ unresponsive in the bathroom. Oh my God, my neck. Okay. Before I get to the juicy end, I want to finish this up over here. Okay. I wish somebody could tell me if you could see this or not. I'm wondering if I could jump on with my phone too, just to go over it. Okay, hold on. So now we have the online trolls, which are the BSB gang stalkers here. But the BSB gang stalkers, according to Bride of Chucky, Tiffany, Tiff, Stacy from Brooklyn, Stacy, Stacy spelled with an E, without an E, again, Project NightLight, talks to Aaron's half-sister, which could only be this person right here, because Ginger's dead. Now, Bob Carter died, but we still never found the money. Now, could this person right here be holding money, missing money, in, let's say, offshore bank accounts? I don't know, but Bride of Chucky talks to somebody for a reason. Also, with her, you get Andrew Winter. Okay, BSB gang stalkers will come down here. So we got Bride of Chucky, Tiffany Valentine, Tiff. The reason why these shortened names are important is because when forensics goes back to the call logs from Project NightLight, when they scan the conversations, they're going to have to look for the code words, okay? So this says Stacy from Brooklyn. Now, is that the New York Fent? Is that the New York Fent that Adam 22 refers to? I mean, she always wears a mask, but like people who, I gotta sit down, hold on. Oh, here we go. Wait, let me get some water, because now I'm getting stiff. Oh. Okay. Hold on, I'm cramping up. We got cyber stalking. So this person right here did a interview with Lila Chat and talks about how they make fent and they have to wear a mask. And all of her pictures on the internet, she's wearing a mask because, and Chuck does that too when he goes to the airports. That's because if you're wearing a mask, you cannot get caught up with the facial recognition software. So what they do is like when you're going through an airport or if you're online, they're always running facial recognition software because they're trying to, catch criminals or whatever. And so that's why she wears a mask. But she's also part of AA and LGBTQ. But I don't know, because when she did that interview, she says that she testifies in front of a grand jury all the time. She turns people in for being drug addicts or whatever. So she probably gets her people from AA, who she turns in, because she's disabled. And she talks about the disabled people. Let me get up. The SSDI donating money to Aaron, and who would know that? Lori Knight, because who's in charge of Aaron's finances is Lori Knight, okay? So basically, what they do is they do the cyber stalking online, okay, to scare you, to make up lies about you, because look, dude, they don't want to blow this cover. Look at this. Look at what's going on here. Okay? They don't want to blow any of this. Okay. Now, let me see. Okay, Walmart, 11 p.m. Flacco's in the passenger seat. ATM Richie comes up from behind Aaron, who's in the driver's seat, gives them first shot of a drug, fentanyl, Who said it was fentanyl? Right here. This girl right here said fentanyl. Who else said it was fentanyl? This guy right here. Now, what I was told is it was Melvin's job. You can come here, honey. It was Melvin's job to let the gang in. He hits Aaron under his arm, one shot right there. Gets blood on Aaron's pants. Now, from what I was told, they couldn't knock Aaron out in the Escalade. So they took a brick and hit him over the head and knocked him out that way. And that is blunt force trauma. Get him in the house. Allegedly, Momo. Where's Momo? This guy right here is in the camper. It's parked in the driveway. Well, Momo doesn't do anything until he gets into the bathroom. Now, who was at Aaron's house? Oh, pepper sprayed the dogs. Little perk. 5. Now, Jennifer said, Melvin's sister, that the railing was broken and little perk got hurt, okay, because they were ransacking the house. The gash above Aaron's eye allegedly was Attn 22 fighting with Aaron in the bathroom. Betty was there. Now, don't forget that Melvin is married, okay, for a green card to her cousin. And that came in allegedly from her mom, Emily. Melvin from Bulgaria. Okay. Flacco, ATM, Little Perk, Attn 22, Betty. Now, the crime scene photos. Crime scene photos. Okay. They get Aaron upstairs and they overdose him with 2 shots in between his toes. Aaron pulls himself out of the tub. He dies on the floor. You can see that he died on the floor. If you look up the crime scene photos in the UK, you'll see that where the feces, the peep and the poop is, they block that out. Okay. The sweatshirt that he wore on November 1st allegedly came from his laundry. They took it out of the laundry because they had to set up a crime scene. Also, BOC over here said that it was a man who sent Aaron the dusters. Because they had to set up the crime scene to make it look like Aaron was a drug addict. But if you go and look into Aaron's medical records, you're not going to see any history of drug abuse for at least the past 5 years. But we'll get to Walgreens. Yeah. And even if you look up Aaron's criminal record from Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, he didn't have any substance abuse issues with the police. Okay, Aaron pulls himself out of the tub. He dies on the floor, pees on Betty's pants. They move Aaron and put him in the closet. That's why with the crime scene cleanup. And from what I was told, Jennifer, the half-sister, had the homeowner's insurance policy. Oh, don't forget, Melvin's controlling Aaron's phone, so she disconnected the cameras with ADT. With the crime scene cleanup crew. That whole thing with Instagram and Sonia Cruz was part of the setup. Same thing with the tweet for Kanye West. That was all part of the setup. They have to check the SIM cards from Aaron's phones. Aaron's phone was found at the bottom of the Escalade, but that's fine. They just needed the SIM card. They didn't need the phone, okay? So they're controlling his social media. The whole time they're drugging him to make it look like he's alive and overdosing online because they're drugging him while they're robbing his house and taking his items. We know that ATM Richie takes his shoes, his clothes, his microphone. ATM Richie later wears the no jumper shirt that Aaron wore to Walmart. His pants, you're not going to find Aaron's pants. Betty took those out when she took the evidence bag out when Ray Lugo walked her out the door. Like, there was a green dumpster outside of Aaron's house. If she was just throwing garbage away, she could have just thrown it in that dumpster. Why are they letting her carry out the real evidence? That one little paper bag that the one sheriff took out was the prescription bottles, okay? And the majority of them that are listed on the autopsy report are all Walgreens, okay? Because they're setting Walgreens up to make it look like a prescription overdose, okay? Because they can't tell the whole world that this was financed by Disney, by Sony. They can't tell everybody that. Nobody would go to Disney. Disney sells fairy tales, okay? Now, wait. ATM Richie's, they all steal stuff from Aaron's house, like the unlocked safe. What about the two men that didn't seem friendly? What about the body camera footage? You know, like Molly Golightly wanted to know, did anybody do a FOIA request? Yeah, we did. There was a bunch of us. You're not going to get anything. Again, the whole reason why Ray Lugo's involved is because he's the orange cone. He's going to stop everything. You're not going to get anything. You're not going to get body camera footage out of the BS welfare check that he said that, Aaron said I was fine, leave me alone. They never saw Aaron. But you're not going to see that body camera footage because this guy, Ray Lugo, right here, you're not going to see the body camera footage, okay, that the BS welfare check, because this whole thing was a setup. Do they believe me, when Jane said that they planned Aaron's murder perfectly for years, she wasn't kidding. No body camera footage, the two men that didn't seem friendly, no Narcan on the officers that did go to Aaron's house, but on that same night, they saved two boys that were overdosing, because even one of the sheriffs said, does anybody have any Narcan? Because I didn't have any last night when I went to his house. They never made contact with Aaron. That would be a wrongful death lawsuit for Jane, okay? But they try to bypass Jane all the time because Jane is the next of kin. If Aaron had other children, that has to be sorted out in probate court. But the whole reason why they call Jane to sign form number 7, which is the cremation, to get his body cremated, is because Jane's the next of kin, okay? What I was told was Melanie was promised out of this project NightLight the use of Aaron's name. That's why she got the merch line. That's why she was able to take everything out of the house. Until we contacted the third-party executor, let her know the whole world was watching. Then what did AV Watchman do? He filmed them putting things back into Aaron's house. That's why when they had the estate sale, Melanie had to buy the piano because it wasn't hers. She has a claim that Prance is Aaron Carter's heir, okay? But that still has to be proven. They didn't see that coming. Oh, look, it's almost Christmas in July. Always trying to cheat Jane out of her money. That's why they talk bad about Jane. Because they want people to think that she's a low-life scum of the earth, this, that, everything. Look, nobody knows that lady, okay? I'm not going to make judgments. I don't know her. All right, now, do we have everybody that was there that night? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Momo. Aaron pulls himself out of the tub, dies on the floor. Momo, allegedly, Momo and Ricky, right here, put him in the closet. Betty's taking the crime scene photos. It's nighttime. You can see that out of the window. She goes through the Grinch coat. Now, she goes through the Grinch coat and grabs his wallet. Louis Vuitton Never Full bag. Del Taco. Melvin, did you get fish tacos from Del Taco? Wells Fargo. Claim against the estate. Paid in full, dropped off, which isn't right because that's going around the executor, okay? But the claim from Wells Fargo was the same amount of money that this would have been, that if Melanie got out of the Grinch coat wallet, that means she was there and she knew that Aaron already died. But from what I was told, the police know that Melanie lied and Melanie was there. They know that. Taylor Helgeson drops off. Oh, allegedly there was text from Taylor Helgeson to Aaron's phone, and Aaron responding on November 4th about a drug rehab. Okay, let's go back to the Hulu documentary with this guy, Brandon, who allegedly was trying to get Aaron into rehab, but Taylor was intercepting the emails. Was he intercepting the emails because of the Wi-Fi from the neighbors next door, or from Ganville and Ganville's computer cyber stalking? Okay. Now they leave Aaron's body in the tub after he dies, so they want that the drugs to get out of his body. That's why it took until Saturday for them to call. They're watering down the toxicology. I bet you Ray Lugo gave him that tip. He was a 27-year veteran. Can you believe that? I bet you he would know a thing or two about a thing or two. Now, I was told that the medical, or the person that did, was it the person that, the medical examiner that did Aaron's autopsy, also did Kim Porter from P. Diddy? Okay. Let me just make sure I got what I want before I get to the good stuff here. Oh, hold on. Okay. I have to get more ribbon, but we're going to go ATM Richie. ATM Richie. Okay. ATM Richie and Flacco post back to back to back to back. ATM Richie does a confession tape. Flacco posts something on his YouTube right after that. ATM Richie does another confession tape. Flacco does another post after that. They were there when the police were called, and they did go around the block. Then they went back to Big Tony's house. Big Tony, where are you? Flacco was driving the Jeep when the confession tapes were going on. They said that, I can't remember who said this, but they said that ATM Richie, hold on a second. The crime scene photos were taken to show that Aaron died so the money could start getting paid out, okay? Making it rain, the financing. Check the Star had the chicken noodle soup money, okay? Because his alibi for 11-4 doesn't check out with the big chip challenge. So everybody here wanted to be famous off of Aaron Carter's death. So ATM Richie goes ahead and does the confession videos with Little Perk. OD Hunt. Oh, God. Ugh. Okay. I'm starting to get stiff here. With OD Hunt. Because Chuck hadn't paid him yet. The chicken noodle soup money. The 30K AC money. Now, check the Star back with Big Mike and the other Jay Wavy advertised murder for hire. Big Mike allegedly died after he went to go talk to the police about Aaron Carter's death. Now, ATM Richie also says that he really does kill people, and he also advertises murder for hire, okay? Now, okay. Now we've got ATM Richie does a confession. I talked to Ray Lugo about it, and Ray Lugo tells me he's aware of it. And the medical examiner determines the death in California. Basically doing this to me. Goes ahead and tells allegedly Lori Knight where I live. They break into Walgreens, put my prescriptions on Twitter with this guy, allegedly this guy, puts it on Walgreens. Now they know where I live, and they start their illegal surveillance. Because when I was on TikTok, which has a partnership with Sony, I got almost 1 billion views on Aaron Carter's death. So they took my account away. I had 5,000 followers on TikTok. Walgreens is a prescription setup with the doctors. Just like they did over here with Michael Jackson, so they can save Nick Carter's career because they don't want to pay out Melissa Schumann. They don't want to pay out Ashley Rep. They don't want to pay out Shea Ruth. Even if Ashley Rep did lie about being 18 years old, her mom called and Bob Carter was in charge of her because he had to do a chaperone, and Ashley Rep cannot make decisions for herself until she's 18 years old, so she's still a minor. But having to pay out these victims, and including Backstreet Boys, which is the record labels, is definitely going to sink probably a lot of Sony putting Michael Jackson, Catherine Jackson, if she's in charge of the Jackson estate, which I believe she still is, ahead of Sony, which they've been trying to not be business partners with Michael Jackson's estate for years. Now, ATM Richie, no, wait. They put my stuff out on Walgreens. Ganville threatens my life. Where's Ganville? Ganville right here threatens my life. I get a hold of Miami-Dade FBI field office. But then, and they take care of that. But then we have ATM Richie, who also threatens my life, who beats up Big Tony's kid, who brings in Los Angeles FBI field office. which are the same offices that Homeland Security worked with for P. Diddy. Now, FBI field office has video evidence of Jovan Williams beating up the minors because he's got a 20-year history of domestic violence, also has a 20-year history of larceny. Chuck the Star has a 20-year history of a criminal background. ATM Ritchie also does EBT fraud and PPP fraud, and probably more fraud. But ATM Ritchie's a hired hitman. He's just doing his job. Now, there was the information that came out that Lori Knight gave Melvin $25,000 just days before Aaron died, because we still got to talk about all the money that went down under the table. Now, did it come from Safe Moon? Okay, let's go back to crypto versus Crypto Cafe. Hashtag Safe Moon. Pump and dump. Barstool's Dave. Also with Las Vegas and Nick Carter, you also get John Taffer. Who did the OC Pump Room, where Melvin bartends. Okay, crypto. Safe Moon, Pump and Dump, Barstool Dave, Jake Paul, Nick Carter, and Safe Moon was Blue Triangle, who were contracts with the FBI. And what about, and then also, hold on, no SEC filings. And with these pump and dumps, okay, we have Sam Bankman-Fried, who kind of looks like Danville. We have Tom Brady. We have his ex-wife Giselle, who all live in Miami. Oh, look at that. Imagine that. Okay. By the time I get over to the Los Angeles FBI field office, I find out from an LMG member that Nick Carter and the Backstreet Boys security detail already spoke with a homicide unit on December 6th, before the concert with Lance Bass. But they still held the benefit, because even if Nick Carter knew what was going on, or Angel Carter knew what was going on, they're not going to talk, because they're going to end up dead next. I mean, I probably wouldn't have said anything either. Okay, now, let me see if I got most of this down pat, because this will be the end here. Oh my God, we've been on for 3 hours. No wonder why my back is killing me. Okay. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. I'm going to finish it up now. Now, I can try to come back on this weekend and go over it with the strings and everything since I ran out of materials, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Now, okay. $25,000 given to, I email him, Ray Lugo, and tell him, hey, listen, there's a rumor going around that this was a big payoff, whatever, blah, blah. All of a sudden, after 4 months, the next day, the toxicology reports come out. It was literally 12 hours later, the toxicology reports come out after I sent him that email, okay? Oh, it was an accident. It was an accident. Oh, don't forget that Chris, the realtor, so Melvin allegedly was staying at Chris the realtor's house. She did not come all the way from her mom's house, okay? She was staying with Chris the realtor, and if Melvin had prance, which I was told that they heard the baby there, if Melvin had prance with all of these drugs going on and all of this going on, that's a CPS issue, and somebody needs to interview the CPS caseworker, but we're going to get to that eventually. They lock up ATM Richie and they hold him for 1 year, no disposition code, and in the Twin Towers unit. Now, in the Twin Towers unit, it's a mental health facility in Los Angeles County, and that's where they held Jovan Williams. You know who else was at the Twin Tower facilities? Okay, now, thank you for staying with me because this is the best part. When he closes the case, it goes to the cold case unit, okay? The cold case unit, can you see that? I'm going to try to do it with my phone before I get off the live. The cold case unit is basically a place where cases just sit and 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 sit. Because if you don't have a district attorney who's going to prosecute, wait, hold on a second, because, wait, I'll be right back. I had to get pickle juice because, like, my muscles start spasming. Oh my God. Okay. Cold case unit. If the district attorney won't prosecute, I'm going to tell you who the, hold on. Okay, George Gascon. Another con. District attorney who, when you go to his website, there's no way to contact him, only asks for donations, tells you how he is a Democrat. He also supports the LA Times. And he is from Cuba. Now, if you don't have a district attorney that's going to prosecute, then you have nothing. But why wouldn't he prosecute? What other cases were stuck in the cold case file that were never prosecuted? I got one. How about Robert Durst? In 2000, when he killed his friend in Beverly Hills, that's where I want to be. Okay, so you're going to want to look up Robert Durst's family. They are multi-millionaires, hundreds of million, billion, blah, blah, blah. The 50% of Manhattan, the whole 9 yards. Was somebody who was passed over for the family business and just basically became a serial killer. Killed his first wife, Kathy, and married his second wife, Deborah Lee Carton. Here. Marries Deborah Lee. Charatan. So his $100 million trust is now their trust. Marries her, and the very next day goes and kills Susan Berman. Then he goes on the run. Now, he allegedly killed an 18-year-old prostitute and would carry her body around in suitcases. And what was interesting about that is when I read an article was, okay, so Robert Durst basically was this really rich guy who went around and was a serial killer and did an interview. And if you look up the movie The Jinx, there's part 1 and there's part 2. And when he was being interviewed, part 1, he actually confessed to killing people. That's what started the process of him finally having to be prosecuted in Los Angeles County. But it took 20 years, which means the prosecution sat on that for 20 years. In the meantime, he goes ahead and goes on the run after he kills his best friend, Susan Berman, and allegedly in Dallas kills a guy by the name of Morris Black, kills him, dismembers him, gets arrested for it, gets off, okay? Then 20 years later, also I want to tell you, okay, 20 years later, after the movie The Jinx, where they had to finally prosecute Durst, he couldn't be on the lam anymore. The lead prosecutor, John Lewin, who runs the cold cases, prosecutes Durst. Now, sits on the case for 20 years. Watch the movie The Jinx Part 1, Part 2. You're going to watch Part 2. You're going to think that John Lewin's this great guy. He's finally going to nail Durst. They get Durst. They find him guilty. Durst's attorneys appeal it. Durst dies shortly after. And Durst's sentence gets vacated. Now, the family for Kathy Durst, who was Robert Durst's first wife, is suing Deborah Lee, is it Carton? Because she's in charge of the $100 million or whatever, how much money he's got in a trust. So the first wife's family is suing her because they believe she helped Robert cover up the fact that he killed Kathy. Kathy was trying to get a divorce from Robert, and he killed her, and the family wants restitution for it, wants justice for Kathy. John Lewin goes to the Hamptons and spends 2 nights at Deborah's house, okay? And this is brought to light in 2024, okay? Just a few months ago. Why is this person, okay, who is a lead prosecutor in the district attorney's office hanging out with Robert Durst's second wife in the Hamptons? Hello? Did you hear that? Why are those two hanging out? Hello? Do you think that they sat on this for 20 years? Now, there's another guy by the name of William Steele. Who used to hang out with Robert Durst because he was a thief. He was a locksmith. Hello, Stephanie. And he would steal art and jewelry and stuff like that. And he hung out with Robert Durst. And he claims that Robert Durst would carry suitcases around with the girls' body parts. And William Steele claims that he let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. Reformed jewel thief William Steele told the National Enquirer he captured Durst's chilling offer on audio tape, but the prosecution has refused to help in convicting the psycho. So William Steele claims that he has information about Robert Durst and other killings. There was another 18-year-old girl that went missing, and the prosecutors in Los Angeles County would not give him the time of day. He also claims to have connections to Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton. Hold on a minute. William Steele claims that he can connect Robert Durst's case with Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew. So my whole thing is, the only reason why John Lewin would have anything to do with this lady is because the only thing that this lady has to offer is money. Okay? She doesn't want to give up her money to Robert Durst's first wife, Kathy, whose lawyer is Robert Abrams. That I notified about Ray Lugo because it going to cold cases. Well, he's demoted now, but he's trying to get his job back. We'll sit here because this guy's not going to prosecute. Well, he's not going to prosecute because of this guy, because of this guy, because of this guy, because of this guy, because of this guy. Gavin Newsom. Right here. This guy right here. Okay. Who has a certificate from the FBI that this guy wants to get into the club. That when I told him last November, it was either November or December, I gotta check my notes, that his office was under investigation, is when 4 LASD officials unalived themselves within 48 hours. So the problem with Aaron Carter's case, okay, is that Aaron Carter knew too much, and it brings down this whole big industry. But if we can get a hold of George, but I'm going to get a hold of George. Because look, it's Christmas in July. Perfect timing. I mean, William Steele even wrote books about how he was getting blown off over here by this cold case. They sat on this case for 20 years. Why did they sit on this case for 20 years? For the same reason why he was in the Hamptons with this lady over here. Okay? I mean, it's a payoff. It's a payoff. Payoff, 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 payoff. Oh, but I did notify Kathy Durst's lawyer. Because we just... If we don't stop this, it's never going to stop. And this shouldn't even be happening. But this is the big umbrella. Oh, wait, I wanted to see if I could jump on my phone and give you guys a once over. Let me see if I can. I don't know. I'm going to try. Okay. Let me see. Um, Can I do it with this? I don't know. Let's see. Remember what Molly Golightly said. It took Nick Carter 6 years to build a case for himself, and a large part of that was because of Aaron, which really means it's Aaron's team, which is Team Lori Knight, because they wanted to blame everything on Aaron because none of them want to accept responsibility for what they did. None of them. And if they're allowing P. Diddy to be free and they don't have a very good explanation for that, that's the music industry. I'm going to take you out in 2 seconds. I just want them to see this. Because this is being turned into the district attorney's office. I've already gone on record with lawyers with all the information. What? I had to go on record legally to make sure that I let them know that I turned in all this information before I was able to share it with all of you guys and ladies. So hopefully you're getting it all. Okay. I have to hurry because my back is about to fall over here. Let's see. Let's get that. Okay. Let's go one more time. Oh my God. I'm cramping up my leg. Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be published in a book, but I needed to get to the lawyers because I just can't have my life being threatened all the time anymore. I mean, if we don't speak up for the dead, who's going to do it? So that's why you weren't able to get justice for Aaron. Christmas in July. I'm just gonna pat myself on the back both ways. Okay, that's it now. George Gascon from Cuba is on notice. Namaste. That's it. That's the end.